Aloha, everyone. Hope you are all doing absolutely amazing. Just as the title says, today I'm going to be talking about kindness. I'm going to be talking about being more kind, and I think really important, learning how to be kind to a pretty important person in your life, and that'd be you. I'm here in California. We just got here yesterday on July 4th. Happy July 4th for those of you here in the US. We flew in here. We're at this wonderful Airbnb. It's really nice. Christina's over there getting ready to take some notes on the YouTube live that I'm doing just for the team and whatnot. And just looking forward to getting ready to teach MasterPrac. I know the last time I talked to all of you 2 weeks ago, we were in Tampa. We were wrapping up a Master Practitioner training. Well, we're here in Carlsbad, and we're doing our summer events. We're gonna do trainers, MasterPrac and trainers training back to back. Gonna be here for 5.5 weeks. So I'll either be coming to you live from the training itself or over here in the Airbnb. So let's jump in. Let's talk about kindness. So what is kindness? First of all, kindness is taking a more positive attitude towards things in general, to be a little bit more gentle, to be a little bit more on the positive side towards you and towards other people. No, why would you want to bring in kindness? I mean, I've had some people say, well, why do it? Like, why bring in some kindness? And quite frankly, at the end of the day, studies show that it actually puts you in a significantly better mood. It puts you into a more positive mind space, a better mood, so that when you do encounter something that's challenging, you tend to approach it with a little bit more grace and ease. When you don't practice kindness on a regular basis, what happens is you encounter a negative situation and you've kind of trained your brain to go negative. Like I talked about a couple of weeks ago, it's called strengthening a muscle, right? So strengthening the muscle in your brain, you got neural pathways that lead you to the mindset and chemical releases, whatever it is, of you being more kind and gentle to yourself and others. Okay, so that's cool. I think everyone gets that in general, like we should be nicer to people and in turn also be nicer to ourselves. Well, how do you do that? There's two big ways to practice this. There's two big ways to practice being more kind to yourself and others. And one is either you start with yourself or you start with others. So my recommendation is if you have an area, if you have one of those two areas that is the more difficult one for you, let's say that you're already good at being kind to yourself, but not as much others, then what you do is you practice a little bit more with you. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but what you do is you actually start off being a little bit more kinder to yourself, meaning that if a situation occurs and it's not that great of a situation, and you are usually kind to yourself in general, but in these situations you're not, begin to become more kind to yourself in those situations. So, for example, let's say that you're really good at being kind to yourself as a parent. Like I'm a parent, got 2 kids, and I feel like I'm a pretty good parent. So even when I don't show up at 100%, I'm pretty kind to myself. But let's say back in the 90s when I wasn't in the best physical shape that I had been in, I was not kind to myself at all with my body, with my physical health, but I was already good at being kind to myself in other areas. Okay, so let's just backtrack for a moment. What I would do if I were you is I would begin to find little things to look at to be a little bit more kind to myself, like how my pants fit or how my energy levels are, and make a mindset, like point that out to myself so that I begin to train my brain and train my mind to slide more into the positive. Well, here's another example. Let's say that you are good at being kind to others, but not so much at yourself. Then learn how to improve being kind to others in every possible way, in every scenario, in every area. We have a person that does our driving for us at home in Houston, and great guy. We met him through Uber and limo driver, and now we just call him up and he shows up. I'm sure a lot of you do that. We were talking on the way to the airport about how some people are just not kind to him, that they just treat him like dirt. They treat him like someone that's beneath them rather than realizing this guy is responsible for your life and getting you from where you are to where you need to be. And he said, when you get a person in your car who's treating you nicely, he's like, it's just such a different ride. You want to do right by them. You want to, go the extra mile if possible. No pun intended. He sat there and I'm listening to all of this and I'm like, okay, so let's pretend for a moment you're good at being kind to your kid's school teacher, but you don't usually be kind to people of service. Maybe it's someone at a restaurant or someone that is driving you an Uber, begin to work that muscle so that you are actually more kind in any given scenario, in any given situation. When you do that, what it does is it trains that part of your brain. You can then begin to move it to the other side. So if you're already good at being kind to others and you want to get better to yourself, begin getting kind in different areas and then move that to you. Then begin to find little things with you. If you're already good at being kind to yourself but not others, then get better at the areas that you're not great at and then begin to move that outside to others. What this will do is that internal and the external reality will begin to mesh together, and then you're going to become more kind in general to yourself and others. And like I said earlier, that'll help you to navigate situations with a lot more grace and ease. Okay? All right, take a look at that this week. Learn how to become a little bit more kind to yourself. And next week, I'll be seeing you at the same time. And like I said, I'll either be here at the Airbnb or I'll be at the training room with an incredible group of about to become brand new master practitioners of neuro-linguistic programming. Okay? Aloha, ahui ho. Love you all.